G'day guys, what have you guys got for the Buccaneers versus the Patriots this Sunday? I've got 38-14 Bucks. Just quickly, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
But I think Brady is going to have a monster night. I think if you're one who plays DraftKings, and I am, I think Brady is a great pick this week. I actually was looking over the numbers because I play every week. He is not the most expensive quarterback in DraftKings this week. I'm definitely going to play him because I think, and let me ask you, Hembo, what you think, I think he's going to have a monster night.
Skip, when I went to bed last night, I said, you know what? I think the Bucks are going to blow them out, and I still do. But I'm going to give them 7 more points. I believe the final score will be 34-17, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's only the third time in the last 18 years in which the Patriots have been a 7-point or more underdog. That just lets you know, Skip, how far they've fallen in a very short amount of time. Tom Brady, look, Skip, and I heard Tom Brady's little press conference yesterday and how it was handled perfectly. I don't think anybody getting to a divorce with the anticipating of getting to a marriage with the anticipation of getting divorced. And it was handled amicably. How you break up? We've been together all this time and you talk about it's amicable. It's not. It's not. Tom Brady wants to hang half $100. Let me take that back. He want to get 100. Because all the frustration, he has a very implosive personality. He bottled this thing up for 20 years. He did. He was seething all along. It was a teapot. Give it that, once he get a certain point. Yep, I agree. And that's Tom Brady. And Sunday, I think the game, 8:20? Probably by 8:45, 9 o'clock. Everything over. It'd be time to get a benediction. Now, the game is going to go a little longer than that. But for all intents and purposes, Skip, I believe it'll be over. Tom Brady and the Bucks are coming in. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I was reading somewhere it's going to be Bruce Arians' birthday also. So he gets a birthday party. Tom Brady gets his revenge party. Everybody goes home happy except the Patriots and their fans. I got it 34-17. I think the Buccaneers do a whitewash.
This is Bruce Arians. I was on a team with Bruce Arians. I know what type of dude Bruce Arians is. Bruce Arians is loyal, and he loves his quarterbacks. And he's going to score every single point he possibly can. The one thing about him is he will not kiss the rings. He will not bow down to the throne of the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. Tom Brady's his dude. And Tom Brady has been saying that throughout the week. Jason Light, Bruce Arians have welcomed me with open arms. It feels good to know that I'm wanted. And so if Tom Brady has an opportunity to put 50 on the board against the New England Patriots, he will put up a 50 burger, and Bruce Arians is going to let him.
Is this a blowout? I mean, Brady's going to, Brady and Gronk. People forget about Gronk. I mean, they're going to want to go in there and win big. Is this a blowout? What's going to happen?
I don't think it's close, honestly. I think that Tom Brady understands that man-heavy defense, and what you can't do against the Bucs is probably play man because they have so many weapons. You're going to have to find a way to get pressure, but that O-line is pretty impressive. They're not going up against Aaron Donald this week or Jalen Ramsey in the back end. So I think they're going to have trouble stopping the Bucs, and the young quarterback's going to have trouble scoring.
They're also coming off a loss, which also probably doesn't contribute in a good way for the Patriots.
So by your definition, that's a blowout.
Yes,
correct?
Yes, that's what I believe it'll be.
34-17 says the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp.
Yes.
So I present you once again the opportunity to buy your way out of the bet that you made with me. Would you like to buy out of, because we have effectively 4 cases bet on this game.
Yeah.
I will let you out from under that foolish bet that you made for 2 cases right here, right now.
Excuse me, it wasn't foolish at the beginning of the season because you and I both thought the Patriots were going to be better than this.
I thought they could win 10, and now what are they going to have to do? Go like 9-5 to get to 10 wins, right?
Okay, I'll do it.
You'll take it?
Yep.
Thank you. Shannon Sharp says, bet is off, but you do owe me 2 cases.
I owe you 2 cases.
Okay.
Listen, man, y'all know what this is about to be. We've seen Tom Brady in revenge factors. We've seen Tom Brady come back in these type of situations, and we know what type of competitor he is. Bill is a competitor too.
That's
but
exactly right.
The problem that Bill has is he can't play the damn game. Tom Brady gonna be out there, and he gonna be flinging that thing around, and it's gonna be fireworks going off. I hope the pyrotechnics people with the New England Patriots remember that he's playing with Tampa now and don't strike it up every time he score a touchdown. Because I'm telling y'all this right now, they going to be out of damn fireworks if they light them if Tom Brady is scoring touchdowns. So I'm looking forward to this because I want to confirm what I believe about Tom Brady. And what I believe about Tom Brady is that he wants to go to New England and hang 50 on that team because of his relationship with Bill Belichick. I think he's petty. I think the competitive nature in him, and we've heard Michael Jordan talk about this, some of these guys are made this way.
Yeah.
They find these situations to drive the needle into you, and I think that's what he gonna do.
Bucks in Foxborough.
Here we go.
Handsome Tom Brady travels back to a place that he called home for 20 years. Handsome Tom Brady, the man with the most Super Bowl rings in NFL quarterback history, is going back to take on a man who is potentially treating him like a child well into his 40s. Rob Gronkowski, who was not practicing all week with a rib injury, is back on the field, full participant, going back into Foxborough to potentially dance on the team that tried to trade him to Detroit at one point. Antonio Brown got sent out of town. He's going back up there. There will be conversations about this game for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. At the NFL 200-year anniversary festival, they will chat about the first time Tom Brady went back to Foxborough to take on Bill Belichick post the greatest dynasty in the history of professional sports. AJ Hawk, your thoughts on this matchup, your pick on this game that is going to be watched by millions and millions. Probably tens of millions if I had to. Yes, tens of millions of people will watch this. This is going to be massive on Sunday night, AJ.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I like the Bucks at -7 here, but it starts to. I'm not self-handicapping, but remember when when Peyton played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl? I remember week leading up to it saying, "Oh man, it's just how do I pick against Peyton? It's so hard to pick against Peyton." First snap of the game goes over his head for a safety in his own end zone, and they just got worked in that Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen, but I remember when a lot of people are on one side, stuff like that tends to happen. But that's not going to happen here. The Bucks are going to be all right.
Yeah, there's like, the reason why the sports books are rich, because normally when everybody's on one thing, normally the casinos, and they have chandeliers for a reason. Normally they are winning that thing. But I think what you're forgetting about is the Legion of Boom that was also over there. I'm not sure this is the Legion of Boom for New England's defense. Now, they got veterans up there. Bill Belichick's always going to have a great strategy, always going to have, that guy wins games by himself as a coach, but he's not going to be able to be on the field. I have thought this all week, and I enjoyed that Connor finally got to a position where he saw a way for the Patriots to win this game, because it sounded like Patriots fans were even like, oh, we're going to get killed or whatever, but Tampa by 60, dude. Your thoughts, Connor, on this entire thing?
I mean, that was my thought on Monday. It hasn't really changed. I just hope for a good game, and then we don't have to turn it off at halftime.
I don't think he's going to have a monster night.
Get out of here.
I don't think that he's going to have a monster. I mean, he'll put up numbers because they throw the ball more than any team in the NFL. But I don't think we've talked enough about the possibility that Bill Belichick is going to know all the same things that you just said and is going to use that against Tom Brady. Tom Brady can't help but be charged up. He can't help but be charged up. Right now, the Patriots are a touchdown underdog at home. And right now, 94% of the public thinks the Buccaneers are going to cover that number. This is going to be a close football game. I think it's very likely to be a close football game just because New England has not really represented itself all that well this season, and just because we know the Bucs are loaded does not mean this is not going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game, and if there's anyone in the world equipped to stop Tom Brady, it is Bill Belichick.
He said earlier this week, Nico, again, you were his teammate for a long time, that he can visualize what it's all going to be like. What is he visualizing?
Let me just close my eyes, and I'll be his visualized guy right now. Let me see you. I'm visualizing a bloodbath. That's what Tom wants to visualize. He wants to go out there, and he wants to throw 5-6 touchdowns. He wants to set the record. He wants to do everything because it's Tom Brady.
I'm making this prediction, and I'm guaranteeing it. The Patriots will beat the Bucs.
Wilds, I love you. But I got to say this.
He's all right.
You should have stayed in your lane. You laid it out at the beginning of your little spiel. You don't do this. We're still waiting on your Portland prediction. All right? You played that. You teased that for a year. Your Portland Trailblazers, we still haven't heard that. You should have stayed in your lane. I get it. Last week, you got lucky with the Chargers beating the Chiefs. And it went to your head. And now you're on here guaranteed that a 1-2 Patriots team is going to beat Tom Brady. Let me give you a little something to think about. We know this about Tom Brady. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7, which is more than any NFL franchise. So you really think the moment will be too big for Tom Brady?
I do.
The moment has never been too big for Tom Brady. He was a 6th-round pick that nobody thought could play. And he gets thrust into the starting lineup when his Pro Bowl predecessor, Drew Bledsoe, gets injured. And all he does is lead them to the Super Bowl? I mean, the moment is never too big for Tom Brady. Emmitt Smith, you left out that he was washed when he went back to Dallas. Tom Brady is far from washed. Peyton Manning, you left out, has not responded in big games all the time like Tom Brady has. So you can't compare those two. And then we know that Tampa Bay, since Tom Brady's there, he's never lost to a team with a losing record. They've lost plenty of games for a Super Bowl champion, but never once to a team with a losing record. That tells me he doesn't overlook weak teams, of which your New England Patriots are one. All right. And thirdly, they are coming off a bad loss to the Rams that you know they want to redeem themselves from and get off. Don't start a losing streak. So Wilds,
I heard
Mac
that Chiefs
Jones.
Ravens.
I like Mac Jones. He's not ready to exploit that defense. You know it and I know it. And Belichick's not about to put together some scheme that's going to fool Tom Brady. Without Tom Brady, Belichick wins less than half of his games for his career and his time in New England. So Brady will get the upper hand over the genius Bill Belichick. So I've said it, Nick. 350 plus yards, Wilds, 4 touchdowns in a rout for the Buccaneers. 2%. The 2% chance that your boys will be upset. And that 2% is entirely anything can happen. You never know. Who knows what can happen. Maybe we won't even be here tomorrow.
I don't think it's going to be that close. I think, listen, when I think we're thinking about Brady. You know who we're not thinking enough about? We're not thinking enough about 2 people, Tim Tebow. We're not thinking about Rob Gronkowski, who, by the way, retired and showed no interest in coming back until Tom Brady said, come on to Tampa Bay, okay? And we're forgetting about Antonio Brown, who was out last week because of COVID protocols, who's highly motivated to go up against the New England Patriots, who felt messed over by Mr. Kraft. And even if he did it, Tom Brady's his boy. Tom Brady's the one that brought him into the mansion that Derek Jeter, El Capitan, by the way, once owned. Tom Brady's the one that brought him in the home, embraced him in ways that I dare say nobody else in the NFL ever embraced Antonio Brown. If anybody's going to be highly motivated, it's going to be those two, almost, not quite as much, but almost as equally as Tom Brady. I think it's going to be lopsided.
Listen, I totally get your points. I just don't believe in them because the one name you keep mentioning is Tom Brady. The name we haven't mentioned yet is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is still one of the best, if not the best coaches in the NFL. What does Bill Belichick do better than anybody in the history of the NFL? Take away the best things that opposing offenses do with a great defense. And he has a really good defense that I think is going to improve throughout the season. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of different schemes taking away the best players at times. Now, the blessing for Tampa, they have a lot of go-to guys. I mean, you have Antonio Brown back, Rob Gronkowski, but all the other guys that were making plays. So I think that's going to be the chess match in this game is who are they doubling? Who are they trying to get away? Because let me just tell you, Bill Belichick is going to try to take someone out of the game. He's going to say, hey, we're taking the tight ends out of the game. You're going to have to throw it out wide to your receivers. So that's where this chess match comes into play. The difference in this chess match is Tom Brady has a lot more queens than Bill Belichick has to work with, and that's something that's going to be fascinating as this game goes along.
I am very happy you just bought your way out of this bet because I don't love what Tom Brady is about to be up against in Foxborough. He's going back, quote unquote, home. And I believe he's going to have a long, hard night. I think this is going to be a much closer game than you think. I'm still going to pick the Buccaneers to win this game. But I think it's going to be a battle down to the wire. I got it 28-24 because I think that Tom Brady's emotions are going to be scattered all over the town of Foxborough going into this game. I think that he wants to win this game even worse than he's wanted to win his Super Bowls that he won or lost. obviously, I'm a much bigger Brady fan than you are. You've come around a bit of late. But I have been all about Brady from the start because I believe in him as the GOAT quarterback and the ultimate leader/winner.
Well, you believe he's the most responsible for what transpired in New England over those 20 years.
Yeah, I've upped it to 75% of the credit. You used to give Brady like 10%, but I think you're up to 50 now,
well,
right?
I was 60-40. Now I might be going 55-45 the other way.
Okay, other way. I do appreciate that.
Remember this, too. Antonio Brown was in New England for like a week. You don't think he want to go crazy if he's back? I don't know, Graz. Will he be back for this game?
It's all about the COVID list.
Okay, well, if he's back, we know. Strike up the band, big dog.
Yeah, that one ended badly, too. All right, and finally, Rex, how many points is Tampa Bay going to score in this game?
27. I think that's a reasonable number right there.
Only 27. I got people telling me Brady's going to throw 5 touchdowns.
Now, I wasn't one of them.
Rex is wrong.
You know, I'm answering those questions. I'm agreeing with Nico that Gronk's not going to catch one because there's no way he's going to be doubled if he does play in the red zone. So I don't know, man. I think 27 is a good number. I think that's a realistic number.
I will tell you what, I just think Rex is unwilling to acknowledge that any team will ever score 30 points in a football game. Like, something in your mentality, Rex, just won't allow you to say it, right? Yeah, the man has been he will be a defensive coordinator to the end of his days.
Tom should be able to have his way with the defense, and with the amount of talent that they have offensively, with the knowledge that he has of not just the defensive personnel, but the scheme and all those things, and even the game planning, Tom should have a tremendous edge. I think emotionally, he isn't going to be jacked up by anything that they, any tributes or anything like that. If anything, he's going to be more zeroed in than ever. And I'm so curious to see how Bill is going to try to attack Tom. Because if he knows what you're in, he's going to go to the right place. So you've got to disguise. How well can this group do that? You know, can they push the pocket against them? There's the element of Bill taking some shots at Bruce Arians and saying this is really just a New England offense. I mean, I think that's another little side note to this whole thing. But Tom's not going to be jacked up, and he's got a tremendous edge going in there.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.